People often complain that we read about prophecies being fulfilled only in the biblical times. Why don't we see any prophecies being fulfilled in more modern days, they ask? Well, here's one. Describing Noah's flood, the Torah says, in the 600th year of Noah's life, all deep springs started pouring out and the windows of the heavens opened up. The Kabbalistic book of Zohar, written in the 2nd century of Common Era, interprets this passage as a prophecy. The time of the 600th year, says the Zohar, corresponds to the 600th year of the 6th millennium according to the Jewish calendar, which is the beginning of the 19th century. Deep springs pouring out refers to the earthly wisdom, says the Zohar, which is science and technology. And the windows of heaven opening up is referring to the godly wisdom. We know that in the beginning of the 19th century, we saw the technological revolution, the pouring of the earthly wisdom. And at the same time, we witnessed the spread of the teachings of Hasidut, which is the godly wisdom. There is an interesting lesson that we learn from this fascinating prophecy. The Zohar compares the waters of the earth to worldly knowledge, the science and technology, and the waters of the sky to the spiritual teachings of the Torah. But then we also know that there is the natural water cycle. Even though that the science discovered it only in the 16th century, it is interesting to note that the Torah speaks about it in the very beginning of the first book, Bereshit. It says, mist that rises from the ground irrigates the surface of the earth. That means that most of the water which is on the ground stays on the ground, but some of it rises to the sky. We have a lot of earthly knowledge and capabilities. This is our technology and our science that allows us to do so much. Most of it we use for our earthly mundane needs. This is the water that stays on the ground. But some of it we use for our spiritual needs. This is the water that evaporates. And then it becomes the heavenly water. After it evaporates, it comes down here in the form of the rain. In the Torah, rain is always compared to the blessings we receive from above. When we use our earthly knowledge and capabilities for the spiritual good, it ascends up above and then comes down here in the form of the blessings that we get from the heavens. Let us help the spiritual natural water cycle. Let's have more of our knowledge used for godly purposes. It will help us to see the blessings raining down upon us.